Hi everyone, it's Anthony back with another video here on Single and Placing. Hi, Single and Placing, hi. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. We are recording. Okay, cool. Yeah, it is Sunday, I believe the 5th of November, and I am just dragging my dog along on a walk today. He's getting all of his sniffs in right now, and we're up here at Flatirons Vista open space. We've been here a number of times. There's the Flatirons, Boulder's that way. So yeah, I wanted to take him on a little morning jaunt. It's about 9 a.m., 9:15-ish. Let's see, maybe it's later than that. It's 10. And so wanted to bring him up here. I initially was like, ooh, let's go for a really long, like more of a trip, like a longer day trip. But I still have my loaner vehicle, the electric car, and I was gonna go to Woodland Park down in Colorado Springs, and I was like, okay, well, it's 100 miles there, then we're gonna have to charge the car in Colorado Springs, and then, you know, it's another 100 miles back. I was like, I don't wanna deal with that. So we decided just to come up here. It's, you know, only a 20-25 minute drive, and just get a little exercise in this morning. But yeah, it is jam-packed. The main parking lot looked completely full. This secondary parking lot only had a couple spots left, so we'll probably see a fair number of people. But I also brought my backpack, even though this isn't, you know, a super long hike. But I was like, you know what, if we end up just strolling around all morning, that's fine, and I have some water for him. But because they've let the cows out to graze out here recently, there's lots of cow patties, so he's got to stay on leash, otherwise he will immediately run over and roll in them. And I don't feel like dealing with that today, so he's got to stay locked up, unfortunately. But that's okay. Right, buddy? That's okay. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I need to tighten this strap. Here we go. There we go. So yeah, I figured we could put a few miles in. Then I'm going to take him back to the house and try to run some errands, go get some groceries, just pick up some odds and ends. I've got to run to the UPS store. So I was like, let's get this done in the morning so I have the rest of the day, you know, the afternoon to bop around town. So I figured might as well do a little vlog, hike and chat, this and that and chat. We actually went to the Westminster Hills open space, the off-leash kind of dog park area, yesterday, but we didn't leave the house until, I want to say like 4:45, and so by the time we got there, the sun was already going down, and I tried filming a vlog, but it started getting dark, and I filmed an entire like clip, and then the camera shut off, and I think it's because I wasn't recording, so it was just like, you know, it went into sleep mode. It's like, you mean to tell me I've been talking this whole time and none of that was being recorded? So I was like, you know what, it's already dark, no one can see anything, and I don't feel like saying all of that stuff all over again. So I was like, you know what, let's just shoot for tomorrow. We'll give it another go. So it's pretty out today. Nice blue skies. What do you think? You're very cute today too. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, so it's been a minute. I'm gonna try to post this tonight if I can get it all done. But it's been, I wanna say a couple weeks since that whip-in chat that I did where I responded to people's questions. And so I figured just catch up a little bit, kind of give you an update on how things are going with me. And yeah, go from there. So yeah, I posted that answer your questions whip-in chat with Witch's Greenhouse. And then pretty much right after that, I got sick. So I guess not right after that. So not this past week, but the week before, kind of the week leading up to Halloween. Yeah, I started feeling really gross. So yeah, it must have been just after filming that. Just had a sore throat, just feeling under the weather. And yeah, that progressed that whole week until by like Friday, I had no voice, which hasn't happened in a long time. Like I haven't been sick like that in a while. And some little stomach issues, but mainly just sinus stuff and just a throbbing headache. My ears were hurting. So I think it was just general flu. So that put me down for that whole week pretty much. And even though I started to get my energy back right around the weekend before Halloween, I decided not to partake in any of the festivities. I had 3 different Halloween parties that I was supposed to go to. And I was like, I'm not gonna risk getting people sick even though my energy levels are coming back, but my throat was still sore and my voice was just completely shot. So I sounded awful. And I'm still coughing up stuff and, you know, just clearing stuff out. So my voice gets a little froggy just because I've got a little bit of congestion still. But yeah, it put me down like voice-wise for like a week, a little bit more than a week. But starting to come back around and feeling much better. Come on, come on. So yeah, starting to come back around, feeling much better. And yeah, so this past week, recovery week, my boss let me work from home, swap my work from home days, so I had another few days working from home before I had to go into the office, because I was like, I still don't sound great, and even though I'm feeling fine, I don't want to risk getting people sick, and if I'm not contagious but I sound horrible, I don't want people to be like, ew, why is he here at the office and he sounds like that? So I was able to work from home for a couple more days and then just go into the office at the tail end of the week, which was nice. So come on. So that's what happened there. And yeah, this weekend on Wednesday is when because when I was sick, I was not taking hApollo out for like hikes or anything. We were just doing walks around the block because I was just so out of it. But this past, I think Tuesday or Wednesday is when we started coming back out to the dog park and open space and stuff. So he's been getting his exercise in, which is good. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Yesterday, we, like I said, went and did the open space thing. I did some chores, just kind of had a pretty low-key day. Just working on the house. Come on, let's go. What did I do? I don't think I did too much. I just did house stuff, and then he and I went to the open space, and that was really about it. On Thursday, this past Thursday, I met up with my friends Kyle and Louisa, and my roommate and his girlfriend. We all went to Korean barbecue together. So that was a lot of fun. I don't remember if I took any pictures of that, but I'll definitely have to. If I did, I'll insert them. I don't remember if I did or not. You've got someone coming up, so let me pause you. So yeah, just kind of an easy breezy weekend. Gonna run some errands and do some bopping around today, but probably just finish doing some house stuff and hit the hay a little bit early. Get a good restful start to the next work week, and yeah. Ooh, it is windy. It's windy, buddy. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me. I totally forgot that we haven't talked about it yet, because I did the responding to your questions video and I haven't done like a regular vlog in a minute. But 2 weeks ago, so right before I got sick, I don't even remember if it was a particular holiday or if it was just a random weekend, but 2 weekends ago, me and a few friends went up to Palisade, Colorado, or went over to. It's basically like straight west of Denver, about 3.5 hours. And so we went to Palisade, and they're known for their wine orchards and their peach orchards. It's just a really good growing region for those two crops. So there's tons of wineries and peach orchards and stuff that you can visit throughout the year. So peach season just wrapped up about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. So we found an Airbnb that is essentially a house where some of the workers on one of the peach orchards, they live during the the growing and harvest season, and then they leave after harvest. And so it was relatively affordable. It slept a bunch of people. It was a cute little kind of cabin, not super like fancy by any means, but it is right in a peach orchard. Like, it's right there at the front of the property. So we were surrounded by these beautiful orchards. There was a wine orchard across the street and they still had grapes on the vine. It was so cool seeing the little tight clusters of grapes. I've never seen little tight clusters of grapes like that, that aren't for aren't your like table grapes. So that was really cool. Easy, buddy. Easy, buddy. So, come on, let's go. So that was really cool to see the grape orchards. So we got there. I had to work on, so we left Friday, and then we were there Saturday and Sunday. Whoa, being such a weirdo. Just walk forward. So most of my buddies got Friday off or like a half day. I had to work the full day, so I was kind of the last one up there. And so we got up there and just kind of hung out the first night. Everyone was pretty tired. They had already gone out to dinner and, had drinks and stuff. So they came back and they're like, we're all sleepy. And I had just gotten there. I was like, all right, well, I guess it's bedtime. So we just went to bed. And then Saturday, we woke up, went and got some breakfast at this little kind of hole-in-the-wall diner, which was really good. And then we just went winery hopping, essentially. I mentioned what my game plan was in a previous video. I'm not sure. It was probably before we had actually went. But yeah, they all rented bicycles to bike around to the different wineries because they're not that far from each other and it's pretty rural. But I brought Apollo with me and I wanted to take him for a hike. So I drove to breakfast and then met them where they went to go pick up their bikes and then drove to the winery because I was like, well, I want to drive back and pick up Apollo. I'm not going to go to all of the wineries. Hi. What? You're such a cutie. Come on. Let's go. So we ended up I went to 2 of the, I think 4 or 5 that they went to. So I just went with them to the first couple and they were really cute. I took a whole bunch of pictures, so I'll include those either while we're chatting or at the end. But it was a lot of fun. We ended up doing a lot of wine flights where it's just like small pours, but a bunch of them. Here, let's pull over. So yeah, they had like lots of like tastings or flights that you could get. So the first place that we went to was more of just like a where they do pours. So it wasn't a winery itself. They just carried a lot of the local wines. So they didn't have anything of their own. So they had some pours from a bunch of different styles and that was fun. And then we went to the second place, and that place you had your option to do, I think it was 3, 6, or 9. I think that's what it was. 9 or 10 pours. And so they biked over, I drove over, and I got a little bit turned around, so I ended up getting there after them. And so I got there and I was like, well, how many pours did each of you guys get? And they're like, we got the big boy, whatever the biggest one was. Hold on. So yeah, I got there just like a couple minutes after they did. And they had already sat down, and there was 7 of us. And like, oh, we got the biggest one they offer, which was like I said, 9 or 10 pours. I don't remember. I was like, well, all right, I guess I'm doing the same thing. And I was like, I'll just give a few of them away or whatever. And so they give you this card where you can mark off all the ones that you want to try. They probably had about 25 different offerings between regular wine, and then they had like fruit wines. Like, here's a peach wine and an apricot wine and a lavender wine. And so by the time we had all selected our 9 or 10, they start bringing them out in these giant like wine glass holders. So they're full-size glasses, like wine glasses with individual pours, but there's 7 of us and each of us have 10 pours. So it's like 70 glasses. And I kind of felt a little bit bad. Hold on. I kind of felt a little bit bad because like it wasn't packed. It was not a packed house. They probably had 12 people in there maybe, in addition to us, between the inside and outside. So not a packed house, but they weren't prepared for a group of 7 to come in and order their largest flights. So like a couple came in after us, after we had all ordered, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll get your guys' wine out to you as soon as possible. We're just like low on glasses. And it was because our table was just like covered in like dozens of glasses. Hold on. So yeah, we kind of cleaned them out of their glasses. And I was like, yeah, because I'm still driving. I'm gonna pace myself. Luckily, well, not luckily, but the winery, I forget the name of it, but it was not very good. And so they were, all my buddies, because they were just riding their bikes around, they were drinking to consume, Of course, we were all tasting the wine, but, that was the second of like 5 stops they had. Like, they were having a day. And so I probably gave all but 3 of my little pours away because I was just like, ugh. Like they were really, a lot of their wines were kind of like those super sweet, syrupy kind of dessert wines, but then the flavors weren't that good. So there was only a couple that I liked from that place. So we went there, and then they decided to go to a third one, and I was like, let me go get hApollo, go take him for a little stroll, a little hike, and then I'll come back and meet up with you guys later. And so I left and got hApollo snagged up, and we went to just this little hike kind of like right at the base of the valley there in Palisades. So it was a short, just a couple miles, little loop, and it was kind of closer to town than the mountains, but it was still really pretty. And yeah, he met a couple little dog friends. Hold on. Yeah, he met a couple little puppy friends, and we just kind of hung out. We sat around kind of little hike area, the park area, and just kind of hung out for a bit too. So we were gone for a little while, and then I drove him back to the house because I was like, I just don't want to keep him cooped up in this little mountain town the whole weekend while we're out, you know, going to wineries and stuff. So I was like, at least get a couple hikes in, let him enjoy the outdoors. So that's what we did. And then I drove him back to the house, and we hung out at the house a little bit. Like I said, it was all like peach orchards and stuff around us, so he was allowed to be off leash back there and just kind of exploring. So he was allowed to do that. And then their front yard was actually completely fenced in. So there was like a porch and then like a full front yard that was all fenced in. So at night, we could let them go out to go potty. Him and Spencer's girlfriend's dog Missy was there, and so we could let them out at night or in the morning when we didn't feel like taking them out. They could just go in the front yard and run around and play. So it was kind of a perfect little setup. It was really nice. So yeah, I dropped him off, hung out with him for a little bit, got him some food, and then went back out and met with the rest of the group. And so I met up with them at our last stop, which was this really cute, I hope I took pictures, really cute winery just down from where the Airbnb was. Like we were right in the middle of it all, like within walking distance to a lot of these places. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, as soon as we get to the non-bike area, I'll let you off because I don't think there's going to be cow poop out here. This way. This way. He wants in that water. So yeah, I met up with them. I'll have to, if I can look up the names of the wineries, or maybe one of these days I'll have to take you all down there so we can go on a little winery tour together. But we went to this place that was beautiful. It was kind of like tucked away in the vineyards. So you drive down this long driveway, and there's the wine grapes on either side. So you're like driving through the vineyard or the orchard. And it was so picturesque and pretty. I have some pictures. And then this place was actually a winery and a restaurant. And I'm like, why didn't we just come here and spend all day here? Because it was by far the best wine. I had a glass of wine there. Come on. It was by far the best wine that we had the entire day. And the charcuterie boards were just delicious, and they just had some really good stuff. I'm like, I wish we would have spent more time here, because we kind of got there towards the end of the day, and they weren't necessarily closing, but it just kind of quieted out, and there was a wedding happening there, and it was all open, like outdoor. And so the wedding party was kind of like right on the other side of this little partition to us. So it just felt a little weird, because it was like us and like two other tables that were there just to eat and have a glass of wine, and then everybody else was part of the wedding party and they were like taking photos. And so it's just like, wish we would have gotten here earlier and just kind of spent the day here, or had more time to spend at each place. So we went there, came home, and came back to the Airbnb. They went and dropped their bikes off, and then I just met them back at the house. And so we got back to the house, and a couple of us were like hungry for dinner. A couple people were just like, the charcuterie boards were fine. Let's go. And then a couple of us, me not included, were like, oh, it's Saturday night, we gotta go out and party. Like, that was definitely Spencer's vibe. And I was like, we're already here. I'm tired. We've been running around all day. And so they were like really insistent on going back out. And I was really the only one that was in a position to be driving, because they had just been riding their bikes everywhere. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be the caretaker in this situation, because I don't want anyone making any stupid decisions. So I was like, all right, I'll drive you into, hey, this way, hApollo. Okay, he's gone. He wants to go to the water, and he doesn't want to listen to me. There he goes. Separation anxiety, he came my way. He started running back where we were coming from, back towards the water. I was like, absolutely not. I don't want you getting wet and muddy. And I was like, well, he's gonna do it if he's gonna do it. And then he stopped and turned around. He's like, oh, I don't want to lose Dad. So he made the right call. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna drive these freaking party animals into town, into Palisade. And it's like a sleepy little kind of quiet town. Nothing really going on. They have like a couple bars, I think, in town. And then they had one restaurant that closes at like 9 or 10. So I was like, well, at least I'll be able to get myself a little something to eat, because I am kind of hungry. So we went into, oh, this is like permanently open now. Okay. Went into town, dropped them off at the bar, basically just gave them an Uber ride. And then we went into the little restaurant that was next door. Once again, little hole in the wall kind of diner, lots of fried food situation. We just got a little food. It was a total grease bomb, so I only ate a little bit of it. And I hung out with them for the evening, and they played pool, and we played, what did we play? Shuffleboard, I think is what it is. I don't remember. We played some game at the bar just to kind of like buy some time. And at this point, I'm just drinking water because I'm gonna have to drive everyone home. So we hung out and played some music on the jukebox and just kind of chatted up with some of the other visitors and locals. So it was fine, but I was like, I'm tired. I just came up here to give you guys a ride. And so after like their third game of pool, I was like, all right, wrap it up. I was like, you don't have to come home with me. You can try to get in an Uber all the way out here, which seemed like it was gonna be a daunting task. But I'm tired, I wanna go home. So they begrudgingly came along with me. I was like, I just don't feel like being out all night, you know? And so we came back, and then pretty quickly went to bed. And then, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Go. And then Sunday morning, we got up and pretty much did the same routine, except just went to one little winery next to the house, another little place. So woke up, got some breakfast, went there. Very casual. I ended up not having wine. They had a cider flight. And so, because I was kind of over the wine. I'm not a huge wine drinker anyway. And so I was just like, ugh, no more flights of wine. And honestly, a lot of it just tastes the same. It's either good or bad. but I don't mind a cider, and it was fall, so they had this little cider flight, and a lot of them were really good. They had a caramel apple one. They had a fall one, which was kind of like a mulled, you know, like a spiced cider, but, you know, carbonated and cold. And then they had another one that was really good too. I don't remember which one it was. Oh, it had hops in it. It was like a hoppy cider. And then some were gross. They had one that was a pineapple coconut, like a pina colada cider, and it was not good. Let's go. But yeah, so we did that. Walked the dogs a little bit, walked around, hung out. That particular winery, they had a huge fenced-in outdoor area. It was just kind of gravelly, and they allowed dogs off leash. So Apollo and Missy got to run around like crazy while we played a little cornhole and hung out. And then after that, we went back to the Airbnb and packed up and moseyed on home. So that was 2 weekends ago. I don't think I got a chance to talk about it before I did that whip and chat, and then I got sick. So it's the first time we've been able to talk about it. Apollo, okay, let's go. Apollo, this way. I know, I have a feeling he's gonna roll in something. Come on, up. Hold on. Apollo, do you want a treat? I actually have treats this time. Treat break? Thank you for not rolling in poop so far. That's nice of you. I actually brought you some treats today. I didn't fake you out. What do we have? What do we have in here? Oh my God. Origin freeze-dried tundra dog treats. Oh my God. Can you sit? Good boy. Whoops. There you go. Better just keep these in my hands, huh? Oh. Let me clip you back up. Come here. Easy. Easy. Stay. Hey. Hey. Okay. So yeah, I'm glad that I got to tell you about that. It was a lot of fun. I have a bunch of photos I know that I took from at least the first day. Because I tried vlogging that whole weekend. I was like, ooh, I'll film on the way there at our stops and do a whole vlog thing. And I'm so bad about like, well, I don't have my phone mount, my little suction cup phone mount for the car, because I left that in my real car. So it's at the dealership. So I don't have that, so it's hard to film in the car. I have to hold it with my own hand, which is, you can't really do that and drive. So there's that, and then really the only time we stopped was to charge up the car battery, and by that time it was already dark out. So there wasn't really anything to share. I was just hanging out at the charging station. And then when we got into Palisade, I pretty much went right to bed Friday night. And then Saturday morning, I did film a little intro. Like in the morning, I was like, good morning, we're here in Palisade, and look at how beautiful it is. So maybe I'll include that clip at the end or something, but I filmed that and then proceeded to not film anything else. I was just taking pictures the whole time. So I was like, well, that was kind of a nothing vlog. So maybe I'll include that, because it was really pretty that morning, that Saturday morning. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun. I'd like to do, I guess that's their second year doing that. They went last year and just did like a little winery bike around tour. So I will absolutely go again next year if I'm part of the, the annual group now. So yeah, that was fun. And I guess speaking about my car, so I called the dealership on Thursday. This past Thursday, I was like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. Just checking in. And they're like, oh, we still haven't gotten the part yet. So not only are they still waiting on the part, it's a whole new hybrid battery and a bunch of components for the hybrid system. So waiting on all those parts, and then they still have to do the install, so who knows. They're like, you're totally fine, you know, continuing to use the loaner vehicle. I was like, yeah, I'd hope so. But their dealership tag plates that they have on it expired in October, so I might have to go get updated plates from them. And the little contract that they had me sign, I think it was for a month. So I think it's only good until like the 12th or the 15th of November. So hopefully they have it fixed by then. Otherwise, I might have to go sign a new contract. And I'm like, I hope they don't expect me to like not be using this vehicle or using it for my daily life, because, you know, I've got Apollo in there taking him for walks and hikes and stuff. So it's got a lot of dog hair in it. I'm gonna have to go vacuum it out. But I'm like, I hope they don't like charge me some sort of cleaning fee. But it's like, I can't just stop, you know, like he needs exercise. What if I, you know, not that this is the case, but what if I had to take him to the vet or something? Like, I still have to be able to live my normal life. So hopefully they don't freak out about that, but I'm putting a decent amount of mileage on that loaner vehicle. I'm like, hey, you know, if that's how long it takes you to repair stuff, then you can't expect people just to stay trapped at home. So we've done this exact walk before. We're gonna go until it starts to level out, and then we'll flip back. And that usually puts us at about 3.5, 4 miles. So that'll be a good little jaunt for us. Make sure we're still recording. The battery is starting to run low, so I might have to pop in a replacement here in a little bit. What do you think, buddy? You like this little hike? Is this one of your favorites? There is a lot of cow and deer poop everywhere. But he doesn't seem to be as interested in it as he typically is. He usually wants to eat it and lay in it, but he's been giving the cow patties a little sniff and then continuing to walk. So maybe he's growing out of that. I'd love that if that was the case. So, yeah, or maybe they just aren't eating stuff that he likes right now. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with life stuff. I have a couple days off around Thanksgiving coming up. And then I have the entire week of Christmas that I took off, because we already had like a couple of those days off anyway. So I was like, well, I'll just use a few. So that's what's been going on life-wise, not a ton. Oh, I guess moving update. So I think last time we talked, I said that Joe wasn't sure if he was gonna be staying at that house. He might be moving in with his girlfriend. And so it was like, okay, well, you can move in with us, but then by May or June, we're gonna be out of there again, so you'll be moving again in a few months. And I was like, I don't wanna do that. Well, I told him, I was like, just keep me posted once you officially learn like what your game plan is, and then I can plan from there. And so he wrote me, or we actually talked face to face on the Monday after we came back from Palisade. It was basically the day before I started feeling sick. I met up with him and his girlfriend, Maddie, because his cousin is in a band, a local band here in town. And so we went to go see them, and he sent me a text. He's like, I know it's a Monday night, but if you want to come see my cousin's band, they're playing at this little bar that has a small little music venue upstairs. They're playing tonight if you want to come, and we're just going to go and support him, nothing crazy. And I was like, all right, why not? So I went over and met with him, and he was talking to me, and he's like, yeah, just with Maddie's situation, because she owns her home, and she rents to a couple of friends. And come on, let's go. We're going to turn around now. I haven't even been recording our walk. How dare I? It's like frozen. That's a bummer that it wasn't auto-recording that. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, do you want another treat? Will you sit? Good boy. Good boy. Oh, nice gentle grabs. Oh, look at it's. They're doing the same thing except they're on some sort of tundra. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Forward. Forward march. This way. Come on. Are you confused? Here, let me show you what I mean. This way. Go. Come on, let's go. Pick up the pace. Come on. This is supposed to be exercise. So, yeah, he was like, you know, she's got a couple of roommates that will still have leases for a while, and, you know, it would just be uprooting her friends, I guess, so she's not really ready for that. And I think she doesn't know if she wants to sell her house, and so I think her living situation is still like a couple years from being, you know, from being ready to move. And so he's like, yeah, until she's ready to sell her house and, you know, have her roommates go, we're just going to kind of stick with what we're doing right now. So he's like, no need to worry. I'm at least going to be in that house for another year if you were to move in. So we're good to go. And I was like, okay, cool. So he said, he texted me a couple days ago. He's like, I just want to confirm that we're a go for February 1st because I'm going to let the people that are in that room currently that'll be moving out. He's like, I'm going to let them know that February 1st is, they got to be out by then. So are we doing this? And I was like, yes, let's do it. So I'm going to probably sign the lease with him next month or in January, just to lock it all in, get him first month's rent, all that good stuff. That way it's all 100% ready to rock and roll by February. So that's nice. It's nice to know that that situation worked out because being in Golden will just be so awesome. But then here comes the stress of like, oh, now you've made it official. Now you got to start thinking about where all your stuff's going to go. And I was like, what are those? It's people cycling up at the top of the hill. I was like, are those deer? So yeah, just thinking about like, should I start minimizing and consolidating stuff now and potentially throwing some stuff out? So I'm like, you know what? Give it until December. Then you can start adding stress back again. But I was like, I'm going to take this month just to know that everything's handled and just breathe for a month. And then we'll get back into like planning and stressing. So I'm like, it's all taken care of. I'll figure out, because it's not as big of a space. I won't have the second bedroom, but I think the bedroom I will have is pretty big. So at least it'll have room for my bed and everything, plus my work desk. And potentially my crafting table. I'll just have to like set it up to diamond paint, and then when I'm done having it set up for a few days or whatever, I'll have to tear it down. Like I'll have to make it more mobile, which is fine. But just like, where are all my diamond paintings gonna go? I know they have garage space and some basement space, but I've just like accumulated a lot of crap. And I also, because we're all friends, even the couple that's moving out, I know them. So I'm like, I don't want it to be a thing where they're casually moving out, like, oh, we're still using the garage space and the closet space and stuff. It's like, no, you need to be moved with the capital M out, because I can't be in this limbo mode of like, I can't move all my stuff in, or I have to pay rent at 2 places because they're still storing a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta be like out, because okie dokie. All right, sorry. Battery ran out. So I had to refill that. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was just saying how I really hope that the folks that are living at that house or have that room now move out 100%, because, you know, we all know each other. So I don't want it to be this casual, like, okay, we'll technically be out February 1st, but then over the next year we'll collect all of our stuff, because I need like every inch of storage space. So like they need to be like out, because I don't want to have to pay double rent to store my stuff at my current place. So yeah, I just have to be like, try to get everyone to be Joe to be firm with them, because they're all friends. But it's like, yeah, I could also see them taking advantage of the situation, you know, and not think about like how it impacts other people. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be the firm one, I think. Like, no, if February 1st is the move out date, then like you have to be moved out. Not like you're physically not here, but all your stuff's still here. So anyway, what else? I think that's pretty much it for life stuff. And then diamond painting wise, I finished Witch's Greenhouse last night. Friday night. So yeah, I really wasn't diamond painting that much when I was sick, because my head was just like throbbing and even the lights were hurting my eyes. So I didn't diamond paint a ton, but then I kind of got to the last like row and a half, and this happens every time when I get towards the end of the project. I end up spending a lot more time diamond painting, because like, you know, I see the finish line and I'm like, come on, let's get this done. So I go from like diamond painting at a relatively slow pace until I get to like 80%, and then it's like all I can think about is finishing it. So got that done Friday night, filmed my finish and review yesterday morning, and got the border painted, and I'm just gonna hang it up at work. I was gonna hang it up at the house, but I'm like, do I really wanna hang up more diamond paintings just to have to take them all down in a few months? So they'll probably just get stored. If I finish any more between now and February, they'll just get stored until I move. And like I said, I need to figure out my spaces in there, because I may only be able to hang up like 1 or 2 diamond paintings, and the rest will just have to be stored or given away or thrown away. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on with Witch's Greenhouse. All finished, good to go. I posted my finished picture on Instagram. Oh. And did all that stuff. So that's good to go. And then once I finished Witch's Greenhouse on Friday night, I stayed up a little bit late on Friday night. I was like, yeah, let's do something else. So I was trying to think of like, okay, what do I want to do next? So I have Woman in Gold is a whip that I have. It's a round drill. The artist is Gustav Klimt. It's from Diamond Dots. I've got like 1 row done and a section, and I grabbed it. I was like, I just don't know if I want to. I'm feeling all the yellows and golds right now. I was just like, I don't know if I'm in the mood for this. So I had it sitting out. I was like, okay, what else do I have going on? So I have my cross stitch conversion. The drills are from Francesca's Studio Works, and the canvas is from Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's Darth Vader from Mandy Manzano. And I think the pattern's from Creatively Stitching. So that canvas, or that kit, I was like, okay, let me jump into that. I was like, I don't want to deal with that crappy canvas. Sorry, you know, no offense, I guess. The first word that came to my mind, but that less than ideal canvas. It's not so much the canvas, it's the glue. Like whatever glue they use is just not conducive to, at least for me, to doing cross stitch conversions, because you can't slide or move drills really at all. So if you're like, oops, that was supposed to be up 4 over 3, or that was supposed to go here, you kind of have to just pry them off and try again. And so it's just a tedious glue to work with, and I just don't like it. So I'm even thinking of ordering some extra drills from Francesca to make up for the ones I've already placed on the canvas, and just order, look at how cute you look. Hi, baby. Hi. Hi. You look cute. You look very bright white today. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Hi. Adorable. Yeah, because I haven't gotten that far into that kit. So I'm like, okay, it'd probably cost, you know, 50, 60 bucks to replace the drills that I've already put down, and then order the canvas. And at least I would enjoy working on it. I honestly would not mind starting over, just so I don't have to use that canvas material or that glue.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Beautiful dog.
Thanks. Bye. Come on, buddy. Let's go, little baby. So yeah, we'll see. So that's on an indefinite hold until I can figure out what I want to do there. I guess I could just suck it up, but I know it would take me forever, because I'd place like 100 drills and be like, I'm done. This is annoying. And even like adjusting it for gapping is really hard, because like I said, once they're down, they're down. So if you left some gapping and you multi-placed, you're probably gonna have to pry them all off. It's just, I don't care for Heaven and Earth Designs canvas glue at all. Come on. Now we're having to hike up and out of the valley. Whew. Let's keep going, buddy. So yeah, that's what's going on with, so that's what's going on with Darth Vader. And then I have Moosene Laubmoose from Ernst Haeckel, and I got that pattern from I don't remember where I got that pattern from. Threadbare, I think, maybe. And then the drills in the canvas are both from Jaded Gem Shop. Are you hot? It's a little warm today. And no issues with the quality on that. It's just very, very slow going and time consuming. I think it has somewhere in the realm of 225 to 250 colors, maybe more. Are you looking for shade? Come here. Come on. You want some water? Let's take a little water break. Whew. Oops. Okay. There you go, sweetheart. I needed that too. I needed that too, buddy. Oh, this little butt. Oh, thirsty boy. Hey, thirsty boy. So yeah, Moosonee Lob Moose is just, it's going to be a huge time-consuming project, and I just haven't had the mental wherewithal or the stamina to think about jumping into that again quite yet. So it'll happen someday. Maybe I'll work on it a little bit more for next year's summer with the Masters or something like that. I do want to get it done because it's absolutely gorgeous, but it's going to be a long term project. So yeah, so I've got that, and then my last couple of kits that were kitted up, not started. So I have Sunset Crossing from Craftably, which I keep saying, ooh, I'll destash it, I'm gonna destash it, but after this last little, I essentially, when my car broke, I was panicking. I was like, I'm gonna do a destash, let's just get rid of all these diamond paintings, at least it'll give me a little bit of money to put away in case I do have to pay for these repairs myself. So I kind of panicked and put a bunch of stuff on, pretty much everything I have, except for Jaded Gem Shop kits on destash, including like a bunch of trays and putties and stuff. And so I put them up and people started calling dibs on them. But I was like, I'm not going to take anyone's money until I have this car stuff figured out and I know I can actually like get this stuff to UPS and get it shipped. So I just kind of told everyone, I'll put your name down, and then once I know I can actually get it to you, then I'll send you an invoice. Well, once I found out that my car was going to be covered by warranty and things kind of settled down, I was like, do I really want to get rid of everything I have? And especially, you know, deeply discounted. I'm like, that's I spent a lot of money and I'm only getting back a portion. Of course, if it's dire straits, then that doesn't really matter, but things kind of settled. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe I won't do the kits, but I'll still ship out the putties and trays and pens and stuff. And then I was looking at ordering all the bubble bags and the boxes and stuff. And I'm like, by the time I order all these, like in bulk off of Amazon, I'm gonna be coming out pretty much even, if not down a couple bucks. It's like, what am I doing? So I just need to write everybody who called dibs on stuff. And I let them know well in advance, like, hey, I'm not sure when I'll get this stuff to people, but I'm not gonna ask you to pay for anything now. So I just need to write them and be like, hey, it just didn't make any sense to buy all this packaging and all this stuff to make sure they get to you safely just for, you know, a putty that I sold for $3, you know. Why are you tugging on me? Come here. Come walk with me. So yeah, it just didn't make a lot of sense to, and I should have thought of that beforehand, but like I said, I kind of put that destash up in a panic. So yeah, unless you're like shipping, like as a business and a ton of product for like putties and stuff and trays, it doesn't make a lot of financial sense to try to ship like 1 or 2 putties and then you spent $2 on the little bubble envelope. It's like, okay, that was $2 and I sold these for $3, so I made $1. It's just like a lot of hassle. So I'm gonna hold on to everything I have for the time being. And instead of de-stashing, I'm just not buying any diamond paintings. So it's like I don't need, like the de-stash isn't as necessary because there's nothing new coming in anymore. So that's my de-stash, is just not purchasing anything. So, and it's already like, I mean, it's been a couple months since I've purchased, but definitely makes an impact when you're not spending the, you know, $60 to $80 a week just on diamond art clubs, new releases or whatever. So that already is making a huge impact. So I'm not as concerned as or as like freaked out as I once was. So that's kind of what's going on there. So yeah, Sunset Crossing, even though it's not really up my alley, I'm gonna hold on to it because who knows, someday that might be my last kit I have left to work on, and I'll be missing it if it wasn't there. So I'm just gonna hang on to it for now. Come on. So yeah, and then my last kit that was kitted up, not started until as of last night, is my Jaded Gem Shop mystery kit. So I've had that kit for almost a year now, kitted up, and I was like, it's time. Jade's been like asking to start on that kit for so long, so I'm finally doing it. And I've been really wanting to, but I was like, oh, I'm not starting on that until I get Senorita done. So Senorita's done. So it's like, all right, it's time to crack this bad boy open. So yeah, I started on it last night, and it's pretty confetti heavy, which I expected. But I kind of like working on the mystery kit canvases. I think this is my first mystery kit ever that I've worked on. I think. Yeah, it must be, because I haven't worked on any Diamond Art Club ones. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so very first mystery kit I've ever worked on. How cool. And I like it. I like not seeing the color, but it's not like a cross-stitch conversion where I have to reference a pattern. It's just there, but there's no color, so you can't really tell what you're working on, and it doesn't really come together right away. And Jade puts like this opaque white film on top of her mystery kits. It's not double-sided adhesive or anything, it's still poured glue, but it has a white cover on it, so you don't see the whole image as you're working on the kit. You really only see the one section that you're working on. So that's kind of cool. And working on a Jaded Gem Shop kit with her drills immediately just reminded me, like, oh, that's right. I love these squares. So they're just a lot of fun to work with because they're just like so hefty and faceted and shiny. They're just a lot of fun to work with. Whew. We're almost to the top. So yeah, I've got that going, and then I was like, okay, I've got this Jaded Gem Shop Mystery Kit square going. And I'm actually in the mood to keep working on a round to alternate. But I don't really want to do Woman in Gold right now. So let me pick a new project to kit up. And so I realized that it has been quite some time since I've worked on a Distracted by Diamonds piece. And I haven't been giving that shop very much love this year, I feel like. So I was like, let me get a Distracted by Diamonds kit out that's round, and I'll just alternate. So I'll do a section of my mystery kit and then a section of this other one. So I ended up picking City Dreams by Wes Reeder, and that is a 60 by 99 centimeter round drill, and it's got 45 colors and no special drills or anything. And it's just this really cool cityscape. It's just done with this unique style. And I actually got to help Robin over at Distracted by Diamonds pick out that artwork when she was sending it up for production. She was like, okay, pick your top 3 out of these. And so it's a series of 3 images. There's City Dreams, I forget the second one, and then there's one called Hawaiian Solitude, I think. There's 3 of them. So there was like city, desert, beach. So she sent me like 3 or 4 city ones, and she's like, which ones out of these do you like the best? And I was like, this one. She's like, which one out of these? And it was like desert scenes. I was like, this one. She's like, all right, which one out of these like tropical ones do you like the most? And I was like, this one. She's like, okay, I agree with you as far as like how they look as far as rendering out into diamond paintings and stuff. And she's like, I'm gonna go ahead and release those 3. And I was like, what? So I think I bought one, and then she sent me 2 others to unbox, and I think one of them is the one she sent me is City Dreams. So I just started on that too. So I got a section of each of those done yesterday. Of course, the Jaded Gem Shop one is a lot more time consuming to work on, but it's still fine. But yeah, the Distracted by Diamonds one is great too. I love the airport glue is awesome. It's like extra sticky. The one thing I did notice, because it's been a minute since I've used acrylic rounds, because I did a round, I think from Diamond Art Club, and then earlier in the summer I was working on maquiling from the now defunct DIY Moon Shop. But I ordered some replacement drills for that one from Jaded Gem Shop, so I got to use some of Jade's resin rounds. And then I think Diamond Dots uses resin rounds. They might be acrylic, but they're pretty faceted. They're extra facety rounds, whereas some of those acrylic rounds are, I've mentioned it before, but I call them kind of the button style, where they're kind of smooth on top, as opposed to like super deeply faceted, and that's what the Distracted by Diamonds ones are. So it's just a little bit of a different look. It's not quite as shimmery and glimmery as the resin rounds, but it's still fine. I kind of like, I find that they pick up, my pen picks them up a little bit, and I guess not easier, but it picks them up pretty well. And so I can multi-place a little bit faster without like the drills falling off or anything like that. So I don't know, every company has slightly different. It's just kind of observation. It's not a bad thing, it's just something I've noticed. So yeah, I'm hoping, I have no plans to get either of those done by the end of the year, because they're both big kits. My mystery kit is 70 by 90 square, and I think it has 40, or no, I think 51 colors, maybe 51 colors. So not the highest amount of colors in the world, but both kits have a decent amount of confetti to them. They're both big, so I doubt that I'll be able to get either one done by the end of the year, but what I'm thinking I'm gonna do on Instagram is, rather than wait till I'm done with the whole row, I'm gonna do it section by section. So I'll be like, here's section 1 of City Dreams, and then the next day or whenever I'm done with the next one, here's section 1 of my mystery kit. And I'm not revealing. I've talked about it previously. I think I've mentioned it before probably back when I purchased it, but I'm gonna leave it kind of a surprise. So I'm not gonna share what the image is until it's done, or I do any whip-in chats, or you can follow the progress along on Instagram. But I'm not gonna reveal the artist or image just yet. The artist, I've left plenty of clues about it, so you should probably know. But as far as the exact image, you'll have to just see it come together on future videos or on Instagram. So I think I'm gonna post my first one today, my first progress photos, well, maybe tomorrow, a progress photo of each one. And yeah, speaking of which, I think I just want to see, yes, I did post it. It's like, I think I posted my City Dreams one. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Awesome. I think it's New York. I don't know. Here it is. I'll show it to you. There it is. Hopefully you can see that. But it's really pretty, and it's got these really bright, vibrant colors. All 3 of the West Reader series from Distracted by Diamonds has those bright colors, so they'd really look good framed and on a wall next to each other. So that might be something that I think about, is maybe completing all 3 back to back. We'll see. I think I have 2 rounds and a square. I think Hawaiian Solitude is a square. I don't remember. But yeah, and then that mystery kit is actually part of a 2-part series as well. And I have the matching, or the complementary piece to it. So that's another one that I'm like, I could probably spend all year just working on these 2 series of kits. But we'll see. I've got lots of projects and plans. So yeah, really the only diamond paintings that I want to buy right now. Okay. And I'll probably wait till at least I'm done with this mystery kit from Jaded Gem Shop, is ordering the other kits for Garden of Earthly Delights. I just don't know when I'd ever have the time to work on that or the space to hang it. So it's not really that urgent at all. But I just kind of want to get them and have them in my stash just in case, if Jade ever decides to stop producing those, or maybe she changes her supplier so the drills are slightly different. I just want to make sure it's all uniform. So that's why I'm like, maybe I should just get it all ordered now and get it done with. Maybe I'll do it at the beginning of the year, because I need 4 kits from her and they're all very big. So I'm like, oh, that's gonna be pricey. But I do want to have them on hand. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as what I'm working on. I'm just gonna keep going with these 2 kits until they're done. And then I'll probably start Woman in Gold. Start that up again. Hopefully I'll be in the mood for that color palette by the time I'm all there. And then we'll see. Then I'll probably have to, by that point I'll probably have already moved, or be in the process of moving. So we'll see how long it takes me to get settled in and get the crafting set up, put back together. But I'd like to pick out, I don't know, I haven't decided what I want to do after all this. I most likely will have another diamond painting shop kit to work on, maybe Stella. I was also thinking about snagging my, what is it called? It's one of my oldest diamond paintings that I have. I think it's over here. Easy. I forget what it's called, but it's from Tamara Dilimpica. It's another, oh, you know what? Scratch that. My next kit is gonna be Astronomer because that is for a diamond paint along. So yeah, I'll be working on these two, try to get as much done as I can until, I can't remember if it's, Mia, if you're listening, let me know. I forget the dates, but I'm pretty sure it's, I'm pretty sure it's January 1st or February 1st is the start date. I'm not sure. Either way, I'll need to start on that in the midst of moving. Oh geez, maybe I should just kit that up. Now that I think about it, maybe I'll kit that up in the next few weeks just to have it done and ready to go. And maybe I'll even order some specialty drills and just have that all set. That way I'm not like scrambling to get that all together. That might be a good idea. So yeah, my two projects and then moving into Astronomer, probably get that done and then work on Woman in Gold and that. And that's kind of my next 4 completions, fingers crossed. And then who knows after that? I might decide to jump into something huge that'll take me just one project all year. I was thinking maybe The Last Supper or Garden of Earthly Delights. I also have Sultana to work on. Let's go. I have a ton to pick from. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the future, okay, buddy, we need to move forward. Just like comes to a complete stop to look around and I just keep walking into him. I'm like, sir, move. Come on. You're being a lazy bones today. So yeah, that's kind of everything. I have pretty much all the way until the spring mapped out as far as projects, because I've got some big ones that I'm working on, which I kind of like. The past 2 kits, Senorita and Witch's Greenhouse. And Golden Hour from Diamond Painting Shop. I didn't do multiple kits at one time. I just picked one and just stuck with it. And that's like the only thing I was working on. And I didn't mind it. I thought I would get bored or want to switch drill type or switch to, a different company because maybe the quality is different. And I really didn't feel that with Senorita, Golden Hour, or Witch's Greenhouse. But I definitely wanted a round in my life. But I also wanted to get that mystery kit done just because I've been saying I was going to do it for ages now. So it's like, yeah, let's crack open both of these, and if it takes the next 3 months to even get one done, that's fine, or neither of them. And then we'll do Astronomer and wrap those up and then do Women in Gold, and yeah, we'll see. Because that'll put us all the way back into summer with the Masters territory, so who knows, I might just grab Moosonee Lob Moose and just do that. We'll see. Come over here. But we're just getting back to the car now, so I'll let you go. But thanks so much for coming along. I know it's been a little while since we've done one of these, but hopefully now that I'm feeling better and I have a vehicle, we can start getting back to the swing of things. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of this content. Otherwise, happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye. Say bye. Say bye. Come here. Apollo. Hey, come here. Up, up. Oh. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.